Hey, it's me, it's Nick, and I am back to talk to you about days 7 through 14, the second week of recovery that I just completed from my total hip replacement. The first thing that I want to talk to you is about the Oxy. A few days ago, I think was the last dose that I had. And unlike the first time when I went cold turkey, this time I tapered off of the medication. The pain was super manageable and I didn't feel that I needed it anymore. So I slowly reduced the dosage and I kind of increased the interval between when I was taking the medication. It was an extremely helpful medication in regards to managing the pain, which allowed me to do all of the exercises that I needed to do. And so before you go off of that particular medication, make sure you're ready. Talk to your nurse practitioner or your doctor. Don't go off of it too quickly if it's going to interfere with your ability to recover. Now, another thing that happened in that second week when I stopped the Oxy is I was able to kind of stop the laxatives as well. Not to get too graphic here, but I am back to my normal self and I don't need any help. I've been eating 3 squares a day and I've been, of course, super mindful in drinking a lot of liquids, minimizing the caffeine, no alcohol, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables and high fiber foods, and really just trying to be as healthy as I possibly can. If I think about it, my body needs really good nutrition if I'm going to heal the fastest and most effectively that I can. My pain is really well controlled right now. It's not gone by any stretch of the imagination, but on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, I'm definitely below the 5 and consistently probably around the 3 number. And what I'm using right now for pain control is Tylenol and ibuprofen. So what is it? Acetaminophen and ibuprofen. I've really reduced the number of medications that I've been taking. The laxatives are gone. The Oxy is gone. The Prevacet is gone. I'm still taking the aspirin because they don't want clots to develop. But overall, I've eliminated a lot of the medications with my physician's approval, and I feel pretty darn good. When I look at the week, when I look at days 7 to days 14, that was a pretty big milestone week. I moved from the walker and the cane to exclusively the cane. And then a few days ago, I started to forget the cane. And what that means is that all systems are feeling pretty good because as my inpatient physical therapist told me, if you start forgetting the cane, that means you're making good progress. Something that has just continued to play a huge role in my recovery is kind of icing and elevation. Regularly icing my leg 3, 4, 5 times a day in that second week, and as much as possible getting it up above my heart, whether I was watching TV or reading or lying in bed, getting that leg up there really helped with controlling the swelling in my leg. And the swelling, I think, created a lot of my discomfort in that second week. And from day 8 to now it's day 15 when I'm making this video, the swelling is way, way, way down and very localized. Today, I iced 3 times and I did spend a fair amount of time with this leg elevated. But when I think about what my leg was like in day 8 versus what it is in day 15, it has been a dramatic difference in the amount of swelling that I have and how much better I feel when I move about. Because I started to feel pretty good, in the latter part of week 2, I had to really double down on making sure that I wasn't going to overdo it and making sure that I was going to give my body the rest that it needs. If for me, my tendency is to want to get after it and try and do more. And what they drilled into me at the hospital, what my surgeon specifically said to me was, look, the first 2 weeks especially, you really need to rest. You really need to heal. And you really need the surgery, to kind of take hold, for things to kind of fill in, for the swelling to go down, for the pain to resolve. If I kind of got after it too quickly, I could set myself back like a huge amount. And that was a really hard thing for me to do, because as I started to feel better, as you start to feel better, if you're lucky enough to feel better before the end of 2 weeks, you're going to want to do stuff. And just take it from someone who knows. Take it easy. Because the truth is, I was in my second week of recovery after pretty major surgery, and my body needed time to get better. And in fact, it still needs time to get better. So my goal is to incrementally, slowly, but surely just kind of add walking, add exercises, maybe get back to the gym for simple stuff as soon as my physical therapist will let me do that. So if I look back on days 7 to 14, it was a pretty dramatic change. Now, it's going to be different for everyone, but for me, I kind of went from being on the oxy to off the oxy. I went from the walker and the cane to exclusively the cane and sometimes no cane at all. The elevation and the ice I'm continuing to do. I'm doing the anti-inflammatories. There are still some drugs that I'm doing, but by and large, I've eliminated, with my physician's approval, a lot of what I was on. Now, of course, this is going to be completely different for you, or maybe it'll be slightly the same. The point here is not to tell you what it's going to be like, because we're all different, but I just want to share my story with you so you get some understanding of kind of what might be coming your way.